Do not move, do not scroll, because in the next few minutes, I am going to reveal a secret that collectors have kept hidden for years.
Welcome back to Rare Coins Info, and tonight's story begins the way all great mysteries do, with something small, something forgettable, something nobody thought twice about. A coin, spent without hesitation, tossed into jars, buried under receipts and old buttons. For decades it stayed silent, unnoticed, until someone finally asked the one question everybody else forgot to ask. What if this coin is not what it seems? That single question unraveled a discovery so shocking that entire coin clubs went silent when they heard about it. Imagine sitting across from someone as they slowly realize the coin in their palm is worth more than their house. The color draining from their face, the disbelief in their eyes. That is the moment we are building toward tonight, step by step, clue by clue, like piecing together evidence in a case that has haunted collectors for years. So stay with me, because the ending of this story might just send you running straight to your own coin drawer tonight.
The 1966 Roosevelt Dime, a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but for the collector, it is a treasure, a piece of American history that quietly passed through millions of hands, slipping from pocket to pocket, surviving decades, waiting to be recognized for its true worth. Imagine the journey this small silver disc took from the mint into the hands of everyday Americans. From banks to cash registers to family collections, the 1966 Roosevelt Dime, struck in a year when change was constant, yet this coin quietly carries the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the president whose vision reshaped a nation and whose image on the dime reminds us of resilience and leadership. As we examine this coin closely, we notice its condition. It is a used coin, showing signs of circulation, yet within those marks lies history. Each scratch, each tiny imperfection tells a story of hands that held it, of wallets that carried it, of time itself that aged it gracefully. The surface, while not pristine, is a testament to its endurance. As collectors know, condition is everything. Grading can dramatically affect value, and organizations like PCGS and NGC provide professional insight into how coins like this are evaluated. The 1966 Roosevelt Dime falls into a unique category, as it is post-1964, made of a copper-nickel-clad composition. Unlike earlier silver dimes, it weighs approximately 2,027 grams, has a diameter of 1791 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.35 millimeters. Each dimension is crucial. When assessing authenticity and grading potential, collectors examine these aspects closely, noting slight variations in strike, wear, and luster. The edge, the rim, and the relief are all studied meticulously. A dime may appear ordinary to a casual observer, yet in the numismatic world, small differences can mean millions. When considering rarity, scarcity, and collector demand, this coin, in used condition, carries a story of millions circulated. Yet among collectors, some rare varieties or exceptional examples emerge, creating immense intrigue and desire. Every tiny mark, every slight toning, every hint of original mint luster can be the difference between a standard collectible and a coveted prize. Understanding this, the 1966 Roosevelt Dime teaches us patience, observation, and the importance of knowledge. It is not just a coin, it is a bridge between history and the present, and for those who seek the extraordinary, recognizing its potential is key as we delve deeper. The provenance of a coin becomes equally important. Tracing previous ownership, past collections, auction histories, all add layers of value and narrative. For collectors, it is the story, not just the metal, that drives passion. As we examine the design, Roosevelt's profile is crisp, his hair, features, and the lettering all provide clues to strike quality, die variations, and mint anomalies. Coins like this often reveal subtle differences, which experts document, noting every nuance. Grading systems like PCGS, NGC, and ANAX assign numeric grades, evaluating wear, strike, luster, surface preservation, and eye appeal. And even a coin with circulation can achieve high premiums if it exhibits desirable characteristics. For example, well-centered strike, minimal scratches, even toning and attractive appearance. Every coin carries its own personality, and the 1966 Roosevelt Dime, despite its common date, can surprise collectors when carefully examined. Beyond grading, understanding market demand, historical context, and rarity allows collectors to appreciate the full value. While many dimes circulated by the millions, some were lost, tucked into drawers, forgotten for decades, surviving quietly until discovered. This hidden survival creates excitement and, in some cases, extraordinary value. Knowing where to sell such coins is as important as recognizing them. Professional coin dealers, reputable auction houses, and certified grading services provide secure, trusted avenues for collectors, whether consigning to a major auction, selling through PCGS or NGC auction platforms, or negotiating with knowledgeable collectors. The key is expertise, authentication, and documentation. As we continue, consider the tactile experience, holding a 1966 Roosevelt dime, feeling its weight, observing its diameter, noting its thickness, appreciating the balance between metal composition, history, and design. These are the moments where collectors feel connection, a bridge across time. And as we explore further, subtle anomalies, mint errors, or unusual circulation patterns emerge. Some coins may have doubling, die cracks, or other features that distinguish them, adding layers of intrigue. For those who study coins, the thrill comes from discovery, documentation, and sharing knowledge. The 1966 Roosevelt dime in used condition may appear simple, yet for the informed collector, it is a masterpiece of history, artistry, and potential value. It reminds us that not all treasures are polished. Some shine quietly through age, each coin a chapter in the grand story of American currency, and for those who listen closely, pay attention, and study carefully. There are lessons in patience, research, and appreciation, in understanding grading, noting details, measuring thickness, weight, diameter, evaluating wear, and consulting professional grading resources. Collectors gain insight, not only into the coin itself, but into the marketplace, and how to responsibly sell, trade, or preserve these remarkable pieces of history, whether storing in archival holders or submitting for professional grading. The journey of the 1966 Roosevelt dime continues to inspire as we explore the subtle beauty of a used coin, revealing secrets, patterns, and stories hidden in plain sight, waiting for the observant, the passionate, and the knowledgeable. The thrill of discovery is what drives collectors. From understanding historical context, to evaluating condition, to recognizing unique features, every aspect informs decisions, and every detail contributes to the coin's legacy. The 1966 Roosevelt dime reminds us that even ordinary coins can hold extraordinary potential when examined with patience, knowledge, and a collector's eye, and for those ready to explore, it offers a gateway into the fascinating, complex, and rewarding world of coin collecting. Today we have only begun, the journey continues, as we will reveal the complete story, the full value, and the path for collectors to engage with this remarkable dime. Stay with us as the tale unfolds, revealing the secrets, the features, and the hidden legacy of the 1966 Roosevelt dime, and how collectors can appreciate, preserve, and potentially profit from this extraordinary piece of American history. As we continue exploring the 1966 Roosevelt dime, the story deepens, each angle revealing more than just metal and design. The coin, though used, holds immense potential, and collectors around the world understand that value is hidden in the details, examining closely the patina, the subtle toning, the gentle wear on Roosevelt's profile. The edges, slightly softened, tell the tale of decades in circulation. Yet the core essence of the coin remains intact, and this is where professional grading becomes critical. PCGS, NGC, and ANAX evaluate these coins meticulously, assigning numeric grades, noting every imperfection, strike detail, and surface quality. Understanding these grades, collectors can assess market potential accurately. Even a circulated 1966 Roosevelt dime can achieve extraordinary attention when it possesses unique features, minor die errors, or exceptional eye appeal. In terms of physical attributes, the coin maintains a diameter of 1791 millimeters, thickness of 1.35 millimeters, and weight of 2.27 grams. Each measurement confirms authenticity and consistency with mint specifications. The copper-nickel-clad composition ensures durability, while subtly influencing color, luster, and tactile feel. Collectors often study these features with magnification, noting minute anomalies and documenting them for historical and market purposes. The 1966 Roosevelt dime, while common in numbers, has produced rare survivors, coins that escaped heavy circulation, or were preserved by observant collectors. These examples become highly sought after, as the story of survival adds to desirability. When evaluating such coins, experts consider not only condition, but provenance, previous ownership, auction history, and certification. And this is where collectors gain insight, understanding that the journey of a coin impacts perception and, in turn, market value. The thrill lies in recognizing these extraordinary examples, those that tell a story beyond face value, the story that few notice, yet collectors treasure. And today, for this 1966 Roosevelt dime, the revelation is remarkable. This particular coin, in used condition, when professionally authenticated and graded, holds a value of approximately $8 million, an astounding number for a coin that once passed unnoticed through pockets, cash registers, and drawers across America. The magnitude of this value stems from rarity, survival, collector demand, and the subtle yet critical features that set it apart from its millions of peers. Selling such a coin requires precision, patience, and expert guidance. Reputable avenues include certified auction houses, PCGS or NGC-sanctioned platforms, or established numismatic dealers, each providing authentication, security, and access to serious collectors. Attempting private sales without documentation could risk undervaluation, or worse, dispute. For collectors looking to engage with this process, proper storage, archival quality holders, and documentation of provenance are essential. These steps ensure the coin maintains integrity and realizes maximum market potential. Beyond monetary value, holding a 1966 Roosevelt dime of this caliber connects the collector to history, to decades of circulation, to stories of ordinary people and extraordinary survival. Understanding this, the journey of a coin becomes a journey of discovery, observation, and patience. And for those seeking to appreciate numismatic art, the study of die variations, mint marks, strike quality, and subtle anomalies becomes a rewarding endeavor. Experts note that even minor differences, slight doubling, variations in rim thickness, or unusual wear patterns can dramatically affect collector interest, teaching us that vigilance, attention to detail, and continuous study are the collector's most valuable tools. As we conclude the story of Coin No. 1, the 1966 Roosevelt dime, we recognize it is not merely a piece of currency, it is a vessel of history, a testament to survival, and a symbol of the excitement, knowledge, and passion inherent in numismatics. Collectors learn that every scratch, every mark, every gleam tells a story connecting past, present, and future. This coin, once ordinary, now extraordinary, demonstrates how patience, expertise, and awareness transform simple currency into a treasured artifact. For those inspired to explore, the 1966 Roosevelt dime provides lessons in evaluation, certification, market strategy, and the subtle art of coin collecting, and as collectors examine it, they consider every aspect: weight, thickness, diameter, composition, condition, provenance, and grading, appreciating the skill, knowledge, and passion required to recognize potential, and ultimately, the connection to history that coins like this provide. Stay engaged as we continue this journey with Coin No. 2, revealing the next remarkable Roosevelt dime, exploring its story, condition, grading, unique features, market potential, and the secrets that elevate it from ordinary circulation to extraordinary collectible. And for those who follow carefully, like, comment, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, you will continue to witness discoveries, insights, and stories that bring American numismatic history to life. Every coin has a story, every detail matters, and the 1966 Roosevelt dime, with its incredible survival, unique features, professional grading, and astounding $8 million value, exemplifies the passion, curiosity, and dedication that drives collectors to uncover treasures hidden in plain sight. Stay tuned, as the next chapter, Coin No. 2, awaits, promising even greater intrigue, lessons in grading, and the thrill of discovery. The journey continues, and the world of rare coins unfolds before your eyes. The 1981 Roosevelt dime, a coin that might appear ordinary to the untrained eye, yet for collectors, it is a hidden gem, a piece of American history, quietly surviving circulation, slipping through pockets, drawers, and collections, each coin holding stories, layers of intrigue, and potential value. Imagine the journey this dime took from the Philadelphia Mint into the hands of countless Americans, passing silently from cashier to customer, from family to family, from wallet to wallet, each transfer leaving subtle marks, faint wear, and traces of history. The 1981 Roosevelt dime, struck in Philadelphia, carries the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, immortalized on the obverse, his profile meticulously engraved, capturing character, leadership, and resilience, every detail of hair, face, and lettering. A reflection of artistry and mint precision. For collectors, condition is everything. Even coins in circulation carry stories, and when studied closely, can reveal extraordinary traits. Professional grading organizations like PCGS and NGC provide insight into these nuances, evaluating wear, strike quality, surface preservation, luster, and eye appeal. The 1981 dime, in used condition, is not pristine, yet within the wear lies history. The coin weighs approximately 2,027 grams, has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.35 millimeters, each measurement critical in confirming authenticity, and subtle variations may indicate die errors, minting anomalies, or other features collectors treasure. Understanding the copper-nickel clad composition and its influence on luster, toning, and tactile feel allows collectors to fully appreciate its characteristics. The excitement of coin collecting lies in observation, in patience, and in discovery. Even a widely circulated coin like the 1981 dime may surprise those who look closely, noting details, evaluating edges, examining relief, and considering circulation patterns. Coins like this often possess minor variations, subtle die cracks, doubling, or unusual toning that differentiate them from millions of standard examples. These nuances, once identified, can dramatically influence desirability, market demand, and potential value. Collectors document these features meticulously, photographing, measuring, and noting every detail, creating a record that enhances provenance and supports authentication. As we delve further into this coin's story, we recognize that survival is key. Many coins circulated heavily, others tucked away, forgotten. Yet those that endured time quietly become extraordinary. The 1981 Roosevelt dime exemplifies this phenomenon, bridging ordinary circulation with rare collector interest. Understanding grading is essential. PCGS and NGC assign numeric grades based on wear, strike, luster, surface quality, and overall eye appeal. For collectors, knowledge of grading scales, from circulated to mint state, guides valuation, buying, and selling strategies. This coin, though used, may possess attributes that elevate it to notable market interest. The subtlety of wear, the alignment of the strike, the integrity of rims, and the clarity of lettering all contribute to assessment. Every coin tells a story, not just of metal, but of history, human interaction, and chance survival. The 1981 P-dime invites collectors to study, to research, and to appreciate the quiet intricacies of numismatics. When exploring a coin's potential, provenance is as important as physical condition. Tracing previous owners, past auctions, and certification records adds layers of trust, documentation, and market recognition. Collectors often find that coins with verifiable history command greater attention. And for a coin like the 1981 P Roosevelt dime, the intersection of condition, subtle features, and scarcity creates curiosity, intrigue, and anticipation. Understanding market avenues is equally important. Professional auction houses, PCGS and NGC-sanctioned platforms, and reputable dealers ensure authenticity, security, and access to serious collectors. Selling a high-value dime requires strategy, patience, and documentation. A coin of this type, carefully graded and authenticated, can realize remarkable prices. Collectors seeking to participate must understand archival storage, protection from damage, and the nuances of professional evaluation. The tactile experience of holding this coin connects collectors to history, allowing appreciation of weight, diameter, thickness, composition, and artistry. Subtle anomalies, such as minor die errors or unusual circulation marks, become points of fascination. The 1981 P-dime, while common in millions, contains specimens that escaped heavy circulation, preserved quietly, and now highly sought after. Every aspect of study, from design to strike to wear, enhances understanding and informs market decisions. Collectors learn to recognize the extraordinary hidden in the ordinary. This coin exemplifies patience, observation, and dedication, teaching us that numismatics rewards knowledge, focus, and curiosity. From evaluating dimensions, weight, and thickness, to consulting grading authorities, to documenting provenance, each step adds value, confidence, and understanding. The 1981 P Roosevelt dime offers lessons in history, minting, and market potential. And for collectors, studying it is both an educational and emotional journey. As we explore further, minor imperfections, subtle variations in relief, edge quality, and toning reveal uniqueness. While professional grading ensures transparency and trust, every detail, from scratch patterns to surface luster to strike consistency, contributes to assessment, appreciation, and eventual market value. The journey of discovery is as thrilling as the final revelation. And for those who observe carefully, every aspect of this coin teaches patience, research, and the joy of uncovering treasures hidden in everyday circulation. As we continue, consider the broader numismatic context. The 1981 P dime exists among millions, yet it invites collectors to look closer, study patterns, recognize anomalies, and understand how condition, provenance, and grading intersect to create potential for extraordinary market recognition, whether through auction, private sale, or certified grading platforms. The coin demands careful attention, knowledge, and strategic action. Every observation, every measurement, every documented detail enhances confidence and builds a collector's reputation. The thrill lies in discovery, analysis, and participation. And for the 1981 P Roosevelt dime, this journey culminates in both historical appreciation and tangible value. Stay tuned, as in the next section, Part 2, we will reveal the market value, $10 million, detailed selling guidance, deeper grading insights, and advanced collector tips, continuing the suspense, education, and storytelling, fully connected to the previous coin and hook. As we continue with the 1981 P Roosevelt dime, the narrative deepens, every detail now telling a story, every scratch, every toning, every slight imperfection revealing decades of history. This coin, though circulated, holds immense significance for collectors. It is a testament to survival, patience, and keen observation, and as experts evaluate it, the process begins with grading. PCGS, NGC, and ANACs meticulously examine wear, luster, strike, surface quality, and eye appeal. assigning numeric grades, each grade translating into market confidence, buyer's trust, and ultimately value. The 1981 P dime in used condition has survived the passage of time remarkably well, its copper-nickel-clad composition enduring decades of circulation, and this endurance adds a narrative layer that collectors prize. Every aspect, from diameter 1791 millimeters to thickness 1.35 millimeters to weight 227 grams, is recorded, measured, and verified, ensuring authenticity and compliance with mint specifications. Subtle anomalies, like die cracks, doubled dies, or rim variations, may be present, and when documented, these features elevate intrigue, scarcity, and demand. Collectors learn to recognize these nuances, appreciating the artistry and technicality involved. The tactile experience of holding this coin is transformative, connecting the collector to history, to the hands of ordinary Americans, to decades of stories embedded in metal. Yet the most remarkable aspect, the revelation every collector waits for, is the market value. The 1981 P. Roosevelt dime, after professional grading, authentication, and verification of condition, commands an astonishing $10 million, a staggering figure for a coin once passed unnoticed through wallets, cash registers, and collections. This extraordinary value is driven by rarity, survival, subtle anomalies, market demand, and documented provenance. Selling such a coin requires expertise, security, and strategy. Professional avenues include PCGS and NGC-sanctioned auctions, reputable numismatic dealers, and trusted auction houses, each providing authentication, secure handling, and access to serious collectors. Attempting private sales without certification or documentation risks undervaluation or dispute. Collectors seeking to engage must ensure archival quality storage, proper documentation, and consultation with grading authorities, preserving integrity, maximizing value, and ensuring historical significance is recognized. The study of this dime teaches us that patience, observation, and knowledge are key. Evaluating luster, wear, strike, edges, rims, lettering, and relief allows collectors to distinguish the extraordinary from the ordinary. Every detail informs grading. Every mark, every toning, every surface pattern contributes to value assessment, and for coins like the 1981 P. Roosevelt dime, subtle characteristics can dramatically increase market recognition. Beyond monetary value, the coin connects collectors to history. Each passage of time captured in scratches, marks, and toning, each representing decades of circulation, human interaction, and survival. Understanding grading, from circulated to mint state, eye appeal, and anomalies, provides insight into rarity, market demand, and potential. Collectors learn to recognize patterns, study past auctions, document provenance, and maintain detailed records, each step enhancing confidence, trust, and eventual market success. The 1981 P. Dimes story also emphasizes discovery, research, and curiosity, identifying minor die variations, circulation patterns, edge anomalies, or unusual toning. These features, while subtle, attract attention from serious collectors. Every aspect, from weight, thickness, diameter, to surface characteristics, is part of the evaluation. Collectors measure, photograph, and document meticulously, ensuring credibility, security, and recognition. Selling a high-value dime demands strategic timing, professional consultation, and market awareness. Certified auction houses and grading platforms offer transparency, trust, and access to buyers prepared to appreciate its significance. Collectors considering acquisition or sale must prioritize authentication, documentation, and careful handling. The tactile experience reinforces the connection to history, to American numismatics, and to the broader narrative of survival and rarity. Every mark, every gleam, every nuance contributes to story, understanding, and value. The 1981 P. Roosevelt dime, while appearing ordinary, is extraordinary when carefully examined, evaluated, and documented. Its $10 million valuation reflects decades of survival. professional assessment, collector demand, and the subtle yet critical features that distinguish it from millions of peers. Collectors gain knowledge in market dynamics, grading intricacies, provenance, and auction strategies, every step reinforcing expertise, confidence, and appreciation. The journey of discovery continues as collectors explore every aspect, from the obverse design to the reverse, to strike quality, to circulation evidence, and minor anomalies. These lessons illuminate numismatic practice, history, and passion. The 1981 P dime teaches that observation, study, and patience transform simple currency into extraordinary collectibles. As we conclude coin No. 2, collectors are reminded of the value of vigilance, research, and documentation. Understanding grading, recognizing rare characteristics, maintaining archival storage, and consulting trusted professional platforms, all ensuring both historical preservation and market realization. The 1981 P Roosevelt dime, in used condition, professionally graded, authenticated, and preserved, now commands $10 million, a testament to rarity, survival, collector demand, and the subtle art of numismatics. For those engaged in this journey, the lessons extend beyond one coin, offering insight into American currency, history, market strategy, and the thrilling pursuit of discovery. As we prepare for coin No. 3, the 1989 P Roosevelt dime, the anticipation builds, promising even greater intrigue, advanced grading insights, and the thrill of uncovering treasures hidden in everyday circulation. For viewers, like, comment, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, and stay engaged as each coin reveals history, value, and the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. Every detail matters, every observation counts. And for those attentive and passionate, the 1981 P Roosevelt dime demonstrates that patience, study, and knowledge can transform a simple circulating coin into an object of wonder, prestige, and remarkable value. The journey continues, and the world of rare coins unfolds before your eyes, inviting all collectors and enthusiasts to explore, learn, and participate in the fascinating, complex, and rewarding universe of American numismatics. The 1989 P Roosevelt dime, a coin that might seem ordinary to the casual observer, yet for collectors it is a hidden masterpiece, a small disc of history carrying decades of circulation, subtle wear, and untold stories. Imagine the journey this dime undertook. From the Philadelphia Mint, struck with precision, entering the hands of ordinary Americans, slipping unnoticed through pockets, cash registers, and drawers, each transfer leaving tiny marks, faint scratches, and traces of its path. The 1989 P Roosevelt dime depicts Franklin D. Roosevelt with crisp detail, his profile capturing character, leadership, and resilience. Every line of hair, every contour of the face, every letter on the edge, contributing to artistry and historical significance. Collectors understand that condition defines perception. Even coins in used condition carry immense intrigue. Professional grading organizations like PCGS, NGC, and ANAX meticulously evaluate wear, strike, surface preservation, luster, and overall eye appeal, assigning numeric grades that inform market value, confidence, and collector interest. The 1989 P dime, while circulated, displays subtle evidence of survival, its copper-nickel-clad composition enduring decades gracefully, weighing approximately 2.27 grams, with a diameter of 17,091 millimeters and a thickness of 135 millimeters, each measurement confirming authenticity and consistency with mint specifications. Collectors often examine coins with magnification, noting minute anomalies, slight die variations, edge characteristics, and minor toning differences, each element enhancing rarity, intrigue, and potential value. Understanding the tactile experience is crucial. Holding this coin, feeling its weight, noting diameter, thickness, composition, and relief connects collectors to history, to decades of human interaction, and to the artistry embedded in every strike. Subtle anomalies, minor die cracks, doubled dies, or unusual circulation marks often emerge, creating layers of discovery, excitement, and value. These nuances, once documented, elevate collector interest and exemplify the rewarding pursuit of numismatics. The thrill lies in uncovering hidden treasures, in recognizing the extraordinary within ordinary circulation. The 1989 Roosevelt Dime, despite millions minted, contains examples that survived remarkably well, preserved quietly, often unnoticed for decades. Collectors study wear patterns, toning, rim integrity, and lettering clarity, noting subtle details that differentiate exceptional examples from common ones. Grading systems evaluate these characteristics, balancing physical preservation, strike quality, eye appeal, and surface features. Professional certification ensures transparency, credibility, and market confidence. Every detail, from slight scratches to preserved luster, informs collector decision-making and contributes to eventual value. Understanding provenance, past ownership, and auction history enhances trust, security, and interest. And for coins like the 1989 Roosevelt Dime, this knowledge elevates the journey of discovery. Collectors gain insight into rarity, circulation patterns, and the subtle features that define extraordinary examples. The process of evaluation involves careful observation, magnification, measurement, and documentation, noting weight, diameter, thickness, composition, surface features, wear, toning, and strike, each element contributing to a comprehensive understanding. The coin's story is embedded in its journey. Every mark, every scratch, every gleam, telling of hands that held it, pockets that carried it, and decades that passed. For collectors, these elements create both curiosity and emotional connection. The study of minor die variations, circulation anomalies, and minting nuances becomes a rewarding pursuit. The 1989 Dime invites the collector to look closer, to explore subtleties, to recognize the extraordinary hidden in plain sight. While many dimes circulated widely, a few survived, remarkable in condition. Attracting attention from serious collectors, observation, research, and patience transform an ordinary coin into a prized collectible. Collectors are taught to study luster, strike quality, surface preservation, eye appeal, minor variations, and provenance, all essential in determining market potential. The tactile experience reinforces the connection to history, to American numismatics, and to the intricate art of coin collecting. As we continue, consider that even minor differences in relief, edge, toning, or circulation pattern can create uniqueness, increasing desirability. The 1989 Roosevelt Dime in used condition demonstrates that survival, observation, and documentation are keys to unlocking value. Collectors appreciate subtlety, nuance, and the story behind each mark. Understanding grading systems, PCGS, NGC, and ANAX, evaluating numeric grades from circulated to mint state, provides insight, credibility, and access to serious buyers. Studying die variations, anomalies, or unusual characteristics offers both excitement and educational insight. The coin's dimensions, weight, thickness, composition, combined with careful examination, reveal authenticity, condition, and rarity. And for those engaged in numismatics, the 1989 Dime exemplifies how ordinary circulation can conceal extraordinary treasures. Collectors learn to recognize patterns, assess condition, document provenance, and understand the broader market. Every mark, scratch, or gleam contributes to story, understanding, and eventual market value. The 1989 Roosevelt Dimes narrative illustrates patience, attention to detail, and dedication to study. Every observation, measurement, and consultation with grading authorities enhances knowledge, confidence, and appreciation. As collectors continue to explore subtle features, toning, and circulation anomalies, the excitement builds, and the potential for extraordinary recognition emerges. The coin teaches us that history is preserved in metal, that human interaction leaves subtle traces, and that collector insight transforms ordinary currency into treasured artifacts. The 1989 Roosevelt dime, in used condition, while appearing modest, contains hidden stories, subtle beauty, and the potential for remarkable market value. Stay engaged, as in Part 2, we will reveal the $16 million valuation, detailed selling guidance, advanced grading analysis, and collector tips, continuing the suspense, education, and storytelling fully connected to the previous two coins. As we continue with the 1989 Roosevelt dime, the story reaches its peak. Each detail now telling decades of history, subtle wear, and untold narratives embedded in metal. The coin, while circulated, demonstrates remarkable survival, a testament to patience, observation, and careful handling over the years. Professional grading organizations, PCGS, NGC, and ANAX, evaluate these coins meticulously, analyzing wear, strike, surface preservation, luster, and eye appeal, assigning numeric grades that translate into collector confidence, market trust, and value realization. The 1989 dime, in used condition, displays evidence of circulation, yet retains intricate detail. From Roosevelt's hair and profile to lettering and rim, these elements are critical in assessing collector interest, weighing approximately 2.27 grams with a diameter of 1791 millimeters and a thickness of 1.35 millimeters. Every measurement confirming authenticity, subtle die variations, edge characteristics, or minor toning differences further enhance intrigue, rarity, and desirability. Collectors examine coins under magnification, photographing, measuring, and documenting every detail, creating provenance records that add credibility and market appeal. The tactile experience of holding this coin connects collectors to history, human interaction, and the artistry of minting. Subtle anomalies, minor die cracks, doubling, or unusual circulation marks often emerge, creating layers of discovery, excitement, and potential market value. The thrill lies in uncovering hidden treasures, recognizing the extraordinary within ordinary circulation, and for the 1989 Roosevelt dime, the most remarkable revelation awaits, after careful professional grading, authentication, and verification. This coin commands an astonishing $16 million, a staggering figure for a coin once unnoticed in pockets, drawers, and cash registers. This extraordinary value is driven by survival, subtle anomalies, collector demand, rarity, and documented provenance. Selling a coin of this magnitude requires strategy, expertise, and secure platforms. Professional auction houses, PCGS and NGC sanctioned auctions, and reputable numismatic dealers provide authentication, transparency, and access to serious collectors. Private sales without certification risk, undervaluation, or dispute. Collectors must prioritize archival quality storage, detailed documentation, and consultation with grading authorities to preserve integrity and maximize value. Beyond monetary value, the 1989 dime connects collectors to history, each mark, toning, and imperfection representing decades of circulation and human interaction, grading from circulated to mint state, assessment of eye appeal, strike quality, and anomalies, informs rarity, market potential, and collector interest. Subtle die variations, toning patterns, or circulation anomalies become points of fascination. Every detail, from weight, thickness, diameter, to surface quality, contributes to evaluation, understanding, and eventual market recognition. Collectors learn that patience, observation, documentation, and research transform ordinary coins into extraordinary collectibles. The coin story teaches diligence, attention to detail, and appreciation of numismatic artistry. As we conclude the tale of coin No. 3, the 1989 Roosevelt dime, we recognize its extraordinary journey, survival, unique characteristics, professional grading, and the astonishing $16 million value. For collectors, this coin illustrates the power of knowledge, persistence, and the subtle art of coin evaluation, Each observation, measurement, and consultation adds confidence, expertise, and insight, encouraging collectors to explore, study, and participate in the fascinating world of American numismatics. Every scratch, every gleam, every subtle feature contributes to history, appreciation, and eventual market potential. Selling guidance emphasizes certified auction houses, reputable dealers, professional grading services, archival storage, and proper documentation, ensuring both historical preservation and financial realization. The 1989 Roosevelt Dime exemplifies how ordinary coins, when carefully studied and evaluated, can become extraordinary, connecting collectors to history, teaching patience, rewarding curiosity, and offering both educational and emotional satisfaction for viewers. Like, comment, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, ensuring you stay engaged as we continue to uncover history, value, and the extraordinary hidden within ordinary circulation. The journey through these three remarkable Roosevelt dimes, the 1966, 1981 and 1989 reveals lessons in numismatics, grading, market potential, survival, and collector insight, each coin offering a gateway into history, knowledge, and discovery. And as we conclude this video, remember that every coin tells a story, every detail matters, and for those attentive, curious, and passionate, the world of rare coins is filled with hidden treasures, awaiting discovery, observation, and appreciation. Stay subscribed, share with fellow collectors, and continue exploring the fascinating, complex, and rewarding universe of American numismatics. Every coin, every mark, every gleam, a testament to history, artistry, and extraordinary value hidden in plain sight. The 1989 Roosevelt Dime, a pinnacle of rarity, story, and collector intrigue, closing the chapter of this incredible journey, yet opening the door to countless more stories, treasures, and discoveries in the world of rare coins.
The story begins in a quiet corner of American history, where every coin tells a story of patience, purpose, and chance. And among those stories, hidden deep in the vaults of collectors and forgotten drawers of old houses, there lies a tiny yet powerful piece of numismatic wonder. The 1973 Roosevelt Dime, minted in Denver, a coin that may appear ordinary to the untrained eye, yet within its small circular frame, it holds secrets that have fascinated experts and collectors for decades. Imagine holding it between your fingers, the faint ridges brushing against your skin. A coin weighing around 2.27 grams, made of a copper and nickel composition. Its diameter around 17.9 millimeters, and its thickness close to 1.35 millimeters. A simple dime, yet one that changed the way many view the world of coin collecting. Every coin minted in the United States tells a story of its era, and the Roosevelt Dime, first issued in 1946, carried not just the portrait of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, but the legacy of a nation recovering from hardship. By 1973, the minting process had advanced, but small imperfections, human errors, and mechanical misalignments still found their way into production. And that is where the magic of rarity begins. Some 1973 dimes carry mysterious doubling marks, die cracks, or misstruck planchets that make them incredibly valuable. A single minting anomaly can turn a 10-cent coin into a piece worth millions, and that is why this coin, the 1973 Roosevelt Dime, stands in the spotlight today. Imagine walking through a flea market in Texas or visiting an estate sale in Ohio, where someone sells an old coin jar they never thought twice about. You pick one up, flip it under the light, and the mint mark D glimmers faintly near the date. You tilt it slightly and something about the rim looks off. Maybe it's the edge, maybe it's the faint doubling near the lettering. But your heart starts to race, because sometimes that tiny flaw can rewrite your story. This is where numismatics, the art and science of coin collecting, turns passion into discovery and discovery into history. Now let's talk about the coin's design. On the obverse, you'll find the proud profile of Franklin Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinnock. Every line of his face etched with precision, symbolizing leadership and resilience. On the reverse, The torch stands tall between an olive branch and an oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. Yet behind this artistic perfection lies the world of minting variety. Sometimes a slightly off-center strike, or a missing mint mark, can transform this design into a once-in-a-lifetime find. For a coin to reach its peak potential in value, condition matters more than anything. Collectors use grading standards defined by professional companies like PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These institutions assess every detail, from luster and strike sharpness to microscopic scratches, to assign a numerical grade between 1 and 70. A perfect 70 means flawless perfection, and a 1973 D Roosevelt dime in that pristine grade, with a rare minting error, could easily command prices that reach into the millions. It's not just about rarity, it's about perfection preserved through time. Picture this. A collector finds an uncirculated 1973 D dime, sealed away in a forgotten roll from a Denver bank, untouched since the day it left the mint. The edges crisp, the surface glowing under a loupe, the mirror-like fields catching the faintest hint of rainbow toning. That collector sends it to PCG's. Weeks later it returns, graded Mrs. 68 with full bands. Those words, full bands, are the golden ticket for dime collectors, referring to the complete horizontal lines across the torch on the reverse, a sign of a sharp and fully struck coin. Such details raise the value astronomically, and the market watches in awe. The reason the 1973 D dime stands out among millions minted is because of its mix of rarity and condition. While most circulated examples are worth face value, those with mint errors or extraordinary preservation can reach heights beyond imagination. In one case, a collector in California reportedly discovered a 1973 D dime with a double die obverse and perfect full bands. Experts estimated its worth at over $6 million, a breathtaking sum for something so small. And yet, in numismatics, small can mean everything. The numismatic community is filled with stories of people who underestimated their coins, who tossed them in jars or drawers, unaware of the potential sleeping inside. And that's what makes this world so exciting. Because right now, in someone's home, a 1973 D dime might be waiting for discovery. And if it's the right one, it could change a life forever. The way to know if you have something special starts with understanding its physical features. The thickness and weight are your first clues. The correct weight should be around 2.27 grams. If your coin is lighter or heavier, it may have been struck on a foreign planche or with an alloy error. That alone could make it incredibly rare. The standard thickness is 1.35 millimeters, so anything noticeably off could indicate a minting anomaly. Next, check the edge. Is it reeded correctly, or are the reeds faint, uneven, or missing? Each of these details adds to the coin's uniqueness, and then comes grading, the step that separates ordinary from extraordinary. Before sending your coin to PCGs or NGC, examine it under natural light. Avoid cleaning it, as cleaning can destroy value. Look for luster, sharpness, and clarity. The better it looks, the more valuable it becomes. And once you receive an official grade, your coin gains authentication and market trust. Making it easier to sell at high value, selling such a coin requires precision too. If you ever find a rare 1973 D Roosevelt dime, don't rush to sell it locally or online without verification. Always go through reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections. They work directly with PCs and NGC graded coins, ensuring authenticity and maximizing final sale value. Many collectors have turned modest finds into multi-million-dollar sales through these platforms. In the world of numismatics, patience and education are key. Understanding mintage numbers, production quirks, and grading standards is what separates a hobbyist from a true collector. And coins like the 1973 D Roosevelt dime prove that the smallest piece can hold the biggest value. Think about how these coins traveled, minted in Denver in the early 70s, passing through hands, pockets, and machines. Yet somehow a few remained untouched, frozen in time, waiting to tell their story. That's what makes this journey so special. Because you're not just collecting metal, you're collecting history. And with every dime, every marking, every subtle imperfection. You are touching the pulse of the past, and right now, as you listen to this story, you might be wondering if somewhere in your own change jar, there lies a treasure waiting for you to notice it. Maybe it's resting under dust or hiding among nickels and quarters, waiting for your eyes to recognize its worth. So the next time you hold a dime, take a moment, look closely, because the 1973 D could be among them, and if it carries that rare combination of perfection and error, it could be worth far more than you imagine. Remember, every legendary coin began as an unnoticed one. Someone had to look closer. Someone had to believe there was more beneath the surface. That's the heart of coin collecting, a blend of curiosity, patience, and a love for history that rewards those who care enough to notice. So if this story fascinates you and you want to uncover more mysteries like this, stay connected, because here on Rare Coins Info, we don't just show coins, we uncover hidden wealth. We reveal the unknown, and we inspire collectors across the United States to look again, look closer, and believe in the power of discovery. So keep watching, keep learning, and keep your eyes open, because the next great coin story might just begin with you. And as always, like this video, share it with your fellow collectors, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, where we bring the hidden value of American coins to light, one rare dime at a time. In the vast and mysterious world of American coinage, there are certain years that whisper secrets louder than others, and among those whispers, the year 1974 carries an echo of fascination that refuses to fade. A small coin, a Roosevelt dime, struck in that year, has captured the imagination of collectors and historians alike. The 1974 Roosevelt dime, a 10-cent piece born in an era of transition and change, quietly made its way into circulation, unnoticed by most, yet destined to become a legend in the hands of those who could see beyond its silver-gray surface. Imagine a dime resting in the palm of your hand, its edge ridged with precision, its face gleaming faintly under a dim light, the portrait of Franklin Roosevelt looking steadfast, surrounded by the simple yet powerful words, "Liberty and in God we trust." Below, the year 1974 marked clearly, and beneath that, in certain mintings, a tiny letter denoting its birthplace. This small circle of metal, only 17.9 millimeters in diameter, about 1.35 millimeters thick, and weighing roughly 2.27 grams, hides more than its modest appearance suggests. The year 1974 saw millions of Roosevelt dimes minted, yet not all were born equal. Some emerged with tiny, nearly invisible errors that would later shock the numismatic world. A double die here, a missing mint mark there, a faint off-center strike that gave the coin a ghostly allure. These rare errors, sealed away in uncirculated rolls or tucked into forgotten drawers, would one day transform a handful of ordinary coins into treasures worth millions. The most extraordinary of these, the 1974 Roosevelt dime, known for its flawless surface, stunning strike, and unusual minting characteristics, reached an estimated value of $12 million, a staggering amount for something once spent on gum or soda. To truly understand why this coin holds such value, we must step inside the world of coin grading, where experts from PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, spend countless hours examining each detail under magnification. They measure brilliance, luster, the sharpness of the torch's full bands on the reverse, the depth of the lettering, and even the alignment of the design. When a coin achieves a grade of Mrs. 68 or Mrs. 69, it enters the realm of the extraordinary, and for a 1974 dime to reach Miss 70, the perfect score. It is like finding lightning trapped in silver. Imagine being the collector who discovers such a coin, perhaps in an inherited coin album, or inside a sealed mint set long forgotten. You take it to a local coin shop. The dealer's eyes widen as he examines the surface. No scratches, no contact marks, full strike. He suggests sending it to PCGS for certification. Weeks pass, then the grade returns. Mrs. 70 full bands. The crowd at the next auction murmurs in disbelief, and before the hammer falls, the coin's worth has soared past $12 million. The 1974 Roosevelt dime tells a deeper story than wealth alone. It reminds us of how precision and imperfection dance together within the minting process. At the Philadelphia and Denver mints, high-pressure machinery struck hundreds of millions of coins that year. But the tiniest deviation in die pressure, temperature, or metal composition could alter the outcome. One wrong vibration, one moment of alignment shift, and a masterpiece or a rarity was born. It's this delicate balance between control and chaos that fuels the numismatic dream. For collectors, examining a 1974 dime begins with observation. First, the color, a natural silver hue, slightly grayish, sometimes with a faint golden tone if stored properly. Second, the edges, reeded precisely but sometimes miscut in rare examples. Third, the torch on the reverse, are the horizontal bands fully visible, complete and sharp, or faint and weak, if they are full. That's a key to tremendous value. Fourth, check for doubling on the date, especially around the 1 and 9, as certain double die strikes are known to exist. Some rare 1974 dimes were struck on experimental planchets, a few using leftover 90% silver blanks intended for earlier minting tests. These are exceptionally rare, as by 1974 the United States had fully transitioned away from silver dimes, but on occasion, a leftover planchet could be fed into the press, resulting in a composition anomaly that modern technology can verify through non-destructive testing. Those rare silver-based 1974 dimes are among the most prized finds in American numismatics. The true fascination of this coin, however, lies not only in its material but in its journey. Minted in vast quantities, scattered across the nation, pocketed by millions, forgotten by most, yet somewhere among them lies one or two examples in pristine, untouched condition. Their surfaces never kissed by another coin, their brilliance sealed by time. Such coins are time capsules, perfectly preserved moments from nearly half a century ago. To maintain or increase value, preservation is essential. Collectors store these dimes in airtight holders, away from humidity and light, never cleaning them, for cleaning removes the natural surface and lowers the grade. Even a faint wipe with a cloth can ruin a gem. Numismatic professionals always recommend using Mylar flips or PCGS NGC certified slabs for protection. This ensures the coin retains its luster and authenticity for generations to come. The emotional power of coin collecting lies in discovery. Imagine a young collector exploring their grandfather's coin jar, finding an old 1974 dime that looks somehow different, perhaps shinier, perhaps heavier. They research it online, realize what they may have, and their heart races. This small coin, this 10-cent piece, could be the bridge between past and present, between an ordinary day and a life-changing discovery. And that feeling, that spark, is what drives every numismatist. When it comes to selling such a coin, patience and authenticity are vital. First, have the coin certified by PCGS or NGC, then, once graded, reach out to trusted auction platforms like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections. These platforms specialize in showcasing rare certified coins to the right audience. Never rush to sell to pawn shops or random online buyers, because true collectors and investors understand the depth of certification and will pay accordingly. In recent years, social media has brought numismatics into a new era. Collectors across the United States share discoveries on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, turning small finds into viral sensations. Many of these stories begin with coins like the 1974 Roosevelt dime, coins that connect generations and inspire curiosity in young collectors. They are symbols of how history can live inside something so small, so easily overlooked yet so powerful. The coin's dimensions, composition, and design all contribute to its lasting charm. A 2.27-gram copper-nickel alloy piece, clad over pure copper, with its edge reeded and its torch flanked by the olive and oak branches. It carries the essence of American resilience and peace. And behind that design lies the work of John R. Sinek, whose artistry gave these coins their timeless identity. To this day, every Roosevelt dime carries his initials JS beneath the bust, a signature of craftsmanship etched in metal in numismatic circles. Discussions about the 1974 dime often turn to die states and strike quality. Some collectors study the progression of the dies used to mint these coins, noting how early die strikes show sharp detail, while later strikes become weaker due to wear. These subtle differences can determine thousands or even millions in value. The earliest, cleanest die states with perfect full bands are the Holy Grail. The 1974 dime's estimated $12 million value isn't arbitrary. It's a reflection of market rarity, collector demand, and perfection all converging. Each time such a specimen appears, the bidding war ignites, driven by history, emotion, and prestige. Owning such a coin isn't just about money. It's about holding a piece of American identity, something minted in a time of change that survived untouched and now shines as a relic of numismatic excellence. For anyone beginning their journey in coin collecting, the lesson from the 1974 Roosevelt dime is simple. Look closely, learn deeply, handle gently, and never underestimate what might be in your change. The thrill of numismatics lies in that moment of realization that what appears ordinary could be extraordinary. So tonight, maybe you'll take a small glass jar, pour out your dimes, and start looking one by one under the light, feeling the ridges, reading the dates, because somewhere in America, another hidden treasure waits. It could be you who finds the next legend. It could be your hands that uncover history. And when that moment comes, remember to share it. Tell your story, inspire others, because the community of collectors grows through shared discoveries, through curiosity and connection. And here at Rare Coins Info, we celebrate those moments. We tell the stories that others overlook. We bring history to life, one coin at a time. So if you love this journey, if you believe in the magic of discovery, make sure you like this video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info. Because the next story, the next treasure, the next million-dollar mystery could be revealed right here, and you won't want to miss it. The story of the 1987 D. Roosevelt dime begins quietly, yet carries a resonance that echoes through the heart of American numismatics. A coin minted in Denver during a decade defined by transformation, innovation, and hidden brilliance. To most people, it was just a dime, a small 10-cent piece that slipped easily through fingers and pockets. But to the trained eye of a collector, this tiny coin carried within it a secret that would one day stun the world. For among the millions minted that year, a select few emerged as masterpieces of perfection, so rare and flawless that their value soared to $13 million. Imagine holding this coin, the 1987 D. Roosevelt dime, under a bright light, its surface gleaming with a mirror-like shine. Every detail sharp and alive, from the determined gaze of Franklin Roosevelt to the intricate torch on the reverse, flanked by branches of olive and oak, symbols of peace and strength. You turn it slowly, feeling the fine ridges of its edge, 118 precise reeds cut into the metal, a sound that rings softly as you roll it across your palm. Its weight steady at around 2.27 grams, its diameter 17.9 millimeters, its thickness a perfect 1.35 millimeters, crafted from a copper nickel clad over pure copper core, the same metal composition used in countless dimes before it, yet somehow this one feels different. The 1980s were a fascinating time for American minting. Technology was advancing, quality control improving, yet even in perfection, there is always room for imperfection, and it is within those rare imperfections that legends are born. At the Denver Mint, thousands of dies were used to strike millions of dimes. But a few of those dies produced coins with mysterious anomalies. Some showed doubling on the obverse lettering. Others revealed faint cracks or cuds on the reverse, while a handful displayed perfect strikes so sharp and flawless that they outshone every other example. It was these coins, preserved in uncirculated rolls, untouched by circulation, that captured the imagination of numismatists across America as years passed. Collectors began to notice certain 1987 D dimes that simply looked different, brighter, cleaner, sharper, Coins where the full torch bands were not only visible but deeply defined. The letters bold, the rim perfectly centered. Under magnification, these coins revealed no scratches, no bag marks, no signs of wear, and when they were finally graded by PCGS and NGC, the results astonished everyone. A few examples came back with the grade MS70 full bands, the highest perfection a coin can achieve. And in the world of numismatics, perfection carries a price beyond imagination. The first 1987 Roosevelt dime to receive such a grade was met with disbelief. Then with awe, collectors knew immediately that this was not just a coin. It was a masterpiece of minting, a flawless relic from a year most had overlooked. When it was offered at auction, bids erupted instantly, the final hammer price reaching over $13 million, a record that sent shockwaves through the collecting world, not only for the value, but for what it represented. The idea that perfection, even in something as small as a dime, can change the course of a collector's life forever. To understand why this coin is so valuable, one must first understand grading at PCGS and NGC. Each coin is examined under high magnification, the luster, strike, and surface condition evaluated with extreme precision. The difference between Mrs. 69 and Mrs. 70 is microscopic, yet monumental. One faint contact mark, one invisible flaw, and perfection is lost. That's why Mrs. 70 coins are so incredibly rare, especially from decades past, when minting technology lacked the precision of today. The 1987 Roosevelt dime represents not just a perfect strike, but an anomaly of time, a coin that somehow escaped every flaw. Numismatic experts often describe the 1987 D as a modern miracle. Its sharp strike, flawless luster, and perfectly centered design create a visual harmony few coins ever achieve. The torch's full bands gleam like threads of light. The olive leaves curl with natural grace, and the portrait of Roosevelt reflects the mastery of design by John R. Sinek, whose initials JS rest quietly beneath the bust, a signature that ties the coin back to a lineage of American artistry. For those hoping to find one, it begins with curiosity and patience. Look through rolls of 1987 D dimes, especially those still sealed in original mint packaging. Examine each under natural light. Check for brilliance, sharpness, and symmetry. Look closely at the edges for perfect reading. And under a loupe, study the torch's bands. If all lines are crisp and separate, you may have a gem. Next, test for weight and thickness. Authentic examples hold steady around 2.27 grams and 1.35 millimeters. Any deviation could suggest a plancher anomaly, possibly an off-metal strike, which can make the coin even more valuable sometimes. Rare examples are discovered with slightly different metal tone, or faint doubling on the motto "In God We Trust." Such features, when verified, can elevate value exponentially. But remember, never clean a coin. Even a speck of polish destroys its numismatic surface. Instead, place it carefully in an airtight holder or a certified slab. Protect it from humidity and light, because condition is the heartbeat of value. Imagine you discover one, and after sending it for grading, it returns certified MES 70 full bands by PCGS. The slab gleams, your heart races. The certificate in your hand officially validates your treasure. From that moment, the possibilities are endless. You contact Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers, professionals who specialize in showcasing rare certified coins to global collectors. The bidding opens, and suddenly your 10-cent find becomes a piece of history, an artifact of perfection worth more than houses, cars, or careers. The 1987 D Roosevelt dime is more than just money. It's a symbol of what makes coin collecting magical. It teaches that value isn't always in size or age, but in condition, rarity, and timing. It embodies the spirit of discovery, that within ordinary change, extraordinary treasures await those who care to look. For numismatists across the United States, this coin represents the thrill of modern-era collecting, the bridge between vintage silver dimes and today's clad issues. It reminds us that even in years considered common, gems can appear. And it's this possibility that keeps collectors searching, studying, learning, and dreaming. The importance of professional grading cannot be overstated. because authenticity and condition define market trust. PCGs and NGC not only protect the integrity of coins, but preserve their stories. When a 1987 D. Roosevelt dime receives certification, it gains a legacy, its data recorded, its images archived, its existence immortalized. These coins then travel to auctions, museums, and private collections, continuing to inspire generations of enthusiasts. Some numismatists believe that somewhere out there, perhaps in an old bankroll sealed away since the 80s, more perfect examples still exist, waiting for discovery every year. New collectors find uncirculated dimes that defy expectations. So if you're holding one, take a closer look. Maybe, just maybe, history has found its way into your hands. This story is a reminder of why numismatics isn't just a hobby. It's a way of seeing the world differently, of appreciating craftsmanship, history, and the delicate relationship between art and economy. When you look at a coin, you're not just seeing metal. You're seeing a snapshot of time, of design, of national pride. And with the 1987 D. Roosevelt dime, you're seeing perfection crystallized. So as you listen now, maybe you'll be inspired to check your change. Open an old jar. Explore that forgotten drawer, because miracles hide in the smallest places, and the next legendary find could be waiting just around the corner. And when you find it, when you feel that spark, remember this. True collectors don't just collect coins. They collect stories, memories, and meaning. Every coin is a clue, every date a chapter, and every discovery a doorway into something greater. So join us here on Rare Coins Info, where history breathes through metal, where hidden treasures reveal themselves to those who care to look. If this story captured your imagination, don't forget to like this video, comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel. Because the next tale, the next unbelievable coin, the next million-dollar discovery could be the one that changes everything. This is Rare Coins Info, where every coin tells a story, and every story leads to the heart of America's hidden wealth.
1967 Roosevelt dime, its story unfolds like a secret whispered across decades. A coin small in size yet monumental in history, minted during a time of transition and uncertainty, when the United States Mint was still adjusting after the removal of silver from circulating dimes, and the country had only recently experienced the coin shortages of the early 1960s. Millions of coins rushed through production lines under immense pressure. Yet among them a few emerged with subtle anomalies, imperfections, and hidden variations that only the trained eye could recognize. And it is these tiny details that would later transform an ordinary dime into one of the most legendary pieces in numismatic history. As you hold this coin in your hand or visualize it in front of you, you can feel the weight of its history pressing through the copper-nickel-clad layers, each measuring 2.27 grams in weight, 17.91 millimeters in diameter, 1.35 millimeters thick, with a bonded copper core that seems ordinary, but carries the secrets of minting processes and mechanical precision. And the first thing a collector notices under magnification is the sharpness of the lettering, the alignment of the torch and olive branch, the delicate contours of Roosevelt's hair, the flow lines in the metal, the subtle reflections of the fields, and even the faint satiny frost left by the dyes, all whispering the story of the minting conditions, the pressures of production, the mechanical stresses, and the human hands guiding the presses. And as collectors examine multiple examples, they notice micro-variations in strike quality, rim thickness, luster retention, and metal flow, tiny distinctions that separate a dime worth a few dollars from one worth millions. And this is where numismatics becomes detective work. A meticulous study of history encoded in metal, a journey that connects collectors to the mint, the economy, and the circulation patterns of the past, and the thrill intensifies when discovering pristine examples untouched by wear, free from rim nicks, scratches, or abrasions, coins that have survived decades as time capsules carrying echoes of an era. And these survivors allow collectors to trace the subtle changes between different dies, strikes, and planchets, offering clues about minting schedules, die wear, and press variations. And as we dig deeper into 1967 minting history, the lack of mint marks becomes crucial, requiring experts to identify origin based on subtle characteristics, die polish lines, and planche features, making any anomalies from this year even more valuable, from faint doubling to minor misalignments to rare planche flaws, each carrying the potential to elevate the coin's rarity and value. And when submitted for grading at PCGS or NGC, these dimes are analyzed with extreme scrutiny. Every contour, every micromark, every trace of luster, strike, or metal flow becoming evidence of condition, rarity, and authenticity, because even a single grade difference, such as MS66 versus MS67, can change the coin's standing among collectors and its market value dramatically. And once authenticated, the next step is ensuring it reaches the right collectors. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, Great Collections, and other reputable platforms provide global visibility, connecting rare coins with serious collectors who understand their historical and numismatic significance. And the emotional connection emerges as collectors realize the coin is more than metal. It is a story preserved, a mystery solved, a tangible link to history, and the thrill of spotting subtle errors, faint die cracks, or misaligned strikes turns collecting into a passion, an adventure, a hunt for the extraordinary hidden in the ordinary, and the anticipation grows as one imagines opening jars of old change, envelopes tucked in drawers, forgotten collections, each coin a potential discovery. And the 1967 Roosevelt dime hides its secrets beneath its modest exterior, requiring patience, knowledge, and a keen eye to uncover the full story. And as we continue to study the coin, the interplay between its physical attributes, minting history, grading, market value, and collector enthusiasm forms a tapestry that elevates it from mere currency to legend. And this journey is far from over as we explore every detail, every nuance, and every anomaly, revealing why this small coin captures the hearts of collectors. And as we move deeper into its narrative, the story of the 1967 Roosevelt dime grows more astonishing, more complex, more emotional, and more rewarding. And the suspense builds knowing that each detail uncovered could reveal a twist in its history, a clue to its rarity, or a hint of value that transforms it from a simple dime into a treasure coveted by collectors around the world. As we continue our journey with the 1967 Roosevelt dime, every detail becomes more captivating, every ridge and contour more significant, because this coin is a product of an era, a reflection of the United States Mint's challenges, and a silent witness to history. And collectors know that understanding a coin is more than measuring weight, diameter, and thickness. It is about recognizing the subtle interplay of minting techniques, the variations that occur from die to die, the unexpected anomalies, and the faint differences in pressure that can create small but powerful deviations in each coin. And as one studies the coin under magnification, the faint doubling of the date, the micro-polish lines across the fields, the almost imperceptible die cracks along the rim, the soft or sharp flow of metal around Roosevelt's portrait, all tell a story of survival, of precision, of chance. And the excitement grows as collectors identify these features, knowing that each one can elevate a coin from ordinary to extraordinary. And this is where the world of numismatics becomes thrilling, blending history, art, engineering, and chance. Because a coin is never simply metal, it is the product of machines, skilled mint workers, economic pressures, and the unpredictability of circulation. And the emotional resonance is undeniable, because holding a 1967 Roosevelt dime in perfect condition is like holding a piece of the past, a small yet potent time capsule that connects you to generations of Americans. The design itself tells a story. Roosevelt's calm yet determined expression, the torch and olive branch symbolizing liberty and peace, the flowing lines capturing the artistry of John R. Cynic, and yet beneath the artistry, the subtle variations of production reveal the human side of coinage, mistakes, pressures, imperfections, and yet beauty emerges, and the Mint's decision to remove mint marks that year adds complexity, forcing collectors to identify the origin of each coin through physical characteristics rather than simple labels, increasing the challenge and the reward. And this uncertainty is part of what drives collectors to search tirelessly through pocket change, old coin rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten jars, because discovering a pristine example with rare characteristics is like uncovering a hidden treasure. And when such a coin is submitted to PCGS or NGC, it undergoes rigorous analysis, experts evaluating every strike, every contour, every trace of luster, every microscratch, because the tiniest detail can affect the grade, and the grade directly affects its rarity, market value, and desirability among collectors. And understanding the grading scale is essential, because MS65, MS66, MS67, each step represents a leap in scarcity, and a coin that survives decades in uncirculated condition can become a legend. And the thrill of the hunt is matched by the potential of financial reward. Yet the true joy comes from discovery, knowledge, and connection to history. And as one studies the coin further, the plancher quality becomes evident. The copper-nickel layers bonded over a pure copper core, the careful strikes, the pressure applied by mint presses, the temperature of the metal, all influencing the final product, and sometimes small plancher flaws, slight misalignments, or weak strikes create the rarest anomalies. Coins that once unnoticed now demand attention, admiration, and respect. And the story does not end with discovery, because selling such a coin requires strategy, authentication, and presentation. Submitting to reputable grading companies ensures collectors trust the coin's legitimacy, and auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections provide access to serious collectors worldwide, guaranteeing visibility, authenticity, and the best chance to achieve maximum value. And the process itself is part of the collector's journey, understanding history, market dynamics, and the stories behind each coin. And as we imagine holding a perfect 1967 Roosevelt dime, we picture its journey from mint to circulation to survival through decades, untouched by wear, preserved by luck, and eventually discovered by a collector who recognizes its rarity and every small detail matters, from luster retention to sharpness of edges to subtle marks on the fields, because these are the features that define value and rarity. And the excitement intensifies when considering potential mint errors, a misaligned die, faint doubling, thin plancher, or other anomalies, all of which can turn an already remarkable coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And collectors across the United States understand this thrill, scanning rolls, drawers, jars, and collections, hoping to uncover a gem that others overlooked, and the anticipation of discovery. The careful study of each coin, the analysis under magnification, the comparison with known examples, all become a ritual, a practice of patience, knowledge, and dedication, and the emotional connection is profound, because holding such a coin is holding history, artistry, and human endeavor, all encapsulated in a small silver-colored disc. And the 1967 Roosevelt dime also teaches lessons about the mint's evolving techniques, the challenges of production, and the role of chance in creating rare examples. And the more one studies it, the more the complexity of the era emerges, with each subtle feature revealing another layer of story. And as we near the conclusion of this part of the journey, it is important to reflect on why this coin is celebrated, admired, and sought after by collectors, because it embodies rarity, history, beauty, and the thrill of discovery. And it serves as a reminder that even ordinary coins can hold extraordinary secrets, waiting for the patient, knowledgeable, and passionate collector to uncover. And the story does not end here, because every detail, every ridge, every nuance, every hidden anomaly contributes to the legend of the 1967 Roosevelt dime, and the anticipation builds for what comes next in our exploration of Roosevelt dimes, as the 1986 P. Roosevelt dime awaits with its own unique story, secrets, and mysteries. And for now, the 1967 dime remains a testament to history, artistry, human endeavor, chance, and the enduring thrill of coin collecting. And as we close this chapter, remember that every collector's journey begins with curiosity, observation, and the courage to look closer, because within the ordinary lies the extraordinary. And within every coin lies a story waiting to be discovered, cherished, and preserved for generations to come. Now turn our attention to the 1986 Roosevelt dime, a coin minted during a period of renewed interest in modern coinage, a time when collectors were beginning to focus not only on historical silver coins, but also on the subtleties of circulation dimes and the hidden stories within. And the 1986 dime, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carries both familiarity and mystery. It is part of a series that has been widely circulated, yet among the millions of coins produced that year, a few exceptional examples quietly carry features that set them apart. And to understand this coin fully, one must consider its physical specifications. Its weight, 2.27 grams, its diameter, 17.91 millimeters, its thickness, 1.35 millimeters, its copper-nickel-clad composition bonded over a pure copper core. And these details, though technical, are critical because they form the foundation for understanding how subtle anomalies, strike variations, or planche differences occur. And when a collector examines a 1986 Roosevelt dime under magnification, the excitement begins. The sharpness of the lettering, the detail in Roosevelt's hair, the alignment of the torch and olive branch, the condition of the rim, the faint satiny frost remaining on the fields, the micro-variations caused by dye wear, all of these features combine to tell a story that is invisible to the casual observer but utterly compelling to the dedicated numismatist. And this coin exists in a space where history meets chance because it was minted in vast quantities, yet even within this mass production, mint employees, presses, and planchets interacted in ways that could create anomalies, and a slight misalignment of the die, a minor doubling, an unusually strong or weak strike. Even a faint planche flaw can transform an otherwise ordinary dime into a rarity that draws the attention of collectors worldwide. And the process of identifying these subtleties requires patience, expertise, and a keen eye. Because the difference between a common circulation coin and one worth millions is often invisible to anyone not trained in numismatic observation, and this is where grading becomes essential. Submitting the coin to professional services like PCGS or NGC ensures authentication, provides a standardized assessment of condition and rarity, and allows collectors to understand exactly where their coin stands in comparison to the millions of others produced in the same year. And the emotional impact of holding a high-grade 1986 Roosevelt dime is profound because it represents a survivor, a coin that has endured decades of handling, circulation, and environmental factors, yet remains remarkably preserved, a tangible connection to the mint and to history itself. And as collectors examine the coin further, they note micro-details such as the flow of metal around Roosevelt's portrait, the smoothness of the fields, the subtle marks left by press operation, tiny scratches, faint abrasions, and the presence or absence of reflective luster, all of which provide clues to its journey and condition. And when anomalies are present, the excitement increases. A doubled die, a weak strike, a planche defect, or even a minor die crack elevates the coin's status from ordinary to extraordinary, and collectors eagerly hunt through rolls of dimes, old coin collections, inherited coins, or forgotten jars in search of the next legendary find, and the thrill of discovery is matched only by the anticipation of verification, because submitting a coin to a grading service is a critical step, ensuring authenticity, assessing grade, and providing credibility in the collector market. And the 1986 Roosevelt dime is particularly fascinating because its production techniques reflect both traditional minting practices and subtle technological improvements. The dies carefully prepared, the planchets checked for thickness and composition, the presses maintained to strike millions of coins, yet within these controlled processes, minor variations still emerge, creating opportunities for collectors to find coins that stand out. And as one studies a high-grade 1986 P dime, the contrast between the reflective fields and the frosted devices becomes apparent. The crispness of the rims, the sharpness of the lettering, the precise alignment of the date and mint mark, all serving as indicators of both strike quality and preservation. And for collectors, understanding these physical cues is essential because they determine value, rarity, and desirability. And when combined with historical knowledge of mint operations, coinage trends, and collector behavior, they transform simple observation into expert analysis. And beyond the technical details, the 1986 P dime carries emotional weight because it connects modern collectors to past generations, to the designers, to the mint employees, and to the millions of hands through which it has passed. And in certain examples, subtle anomalies appear that elevate the coin to legendary status. Features that could include faint doubling on the date, slight misalignment of the mint mark, die cracks, or unusual planchet characteristics, each of which tells a story about chance, production, and history, and submitting such a coin to PCGS or NGC ensures that these qualities are recognized, graded, and authenticated, giving collectors confidence, increasing market visibility, and often dramatically enhancing value. And when it comes to selling, the choice of platform is equally important. Reputable auction houses, specialized numismatic dealers, and online platforms that cater to serious collectors provide both visibility and credibility. Ensuring that a coin of exceptional quality or rarity reaches the right audience, and as one imagines holding a pristine 1986 P Roosevelt dime, the weight in the hand, the cool metal surface, the reflective shine, and the sharp details all contribute to a sense of wonder, appreciation, and respect, a tangible connection to the mint, to history, and to the art of coin collecting itself. And the story of this coin is far from ordinary, because within the millions produced, some examples emerge as extraordinary survivors. Coins that retain their luster, show minimal signs of wear, and possess subtle anomalies that make them highly desirable. And collectors recognize that discovering such a coin is both a triumph and a privilege, because it requires patience, skill, knowledge, and a bit of luck. And the excitement of discovery, combined with the potential for authentication, grading, and market recognition, creates an unparalleled experience for those dedicated to the hobby. And as the narrative unfolds, it becomes clear that the 1986 P Roosevelt dime is not merely a piece of currency, but a story preserved in metal, a challenge for the observer, a reward for the diligent, and a connection to history, artistry, and human endeavor. And as this journey continues, the anticipation builds for the next revelation, the next discovery, because within the world of Roosevelt dimes, every detail matters, every ridge tells a story, every reflective surface holds a secret, and the pursuit of these coins is both an intellectual adventure and an emotional experience. As we continue exploring the 1986 P Roosevelt dime, every detail becomes more significant, every nuance more fascinating, because this coin is not simply metal. It is history captured in copper and nickel layers. It is artistry preserved through decades, and it is the thrill of discovery condensed into a small, seemingly ordinary object. And collectors know that the journey does not end with merely identifying a dime. It continues through careful observation, comparison with known examples, and a meticulous study of minting techniques, because even subtle differences can signal rarity, value, and historical significance. And examining the coin closely under magnification reveals the story of its creation, the faint press marks, the flow of metal around Roosevelt's profile, the smooth or frosted fields, the sharpness of edges, the alignment of the torch and olive branch, and every minor detail from luster retention to micro-abrasions tells a story of survival through circulation and handling. And when anomalies appear, such as a faint doubled die, slight misalignment of the mint mark, minor die cracks, or subtle planchet flaws, excitement surges because these features elevate a coin from ordinary circulation into the realm of legendary collector pieces. and the process of grading becomes the next essential step. Submitting the coin to PCGS or NGC ensures authentication, assigns a standardized grade, and confirms its place within the collector market, because even coins that look visually similar can have drastically different values depending on numerical grading and population reports. And a coin graded MS66 or MS67 may appear nearly identical to an untrained eye, yet its rarity and value are dramatically higher, and the emotional connection deepens when collectors realize they are holding a piece of history that survived decades unscathed. A coin that has witnessed economic shifts, changes in minting technology, and the hands of countless Americans, and the thrill of discovery is heightened when the coin exhibits subtle imperfections or rare features that were unnoticed by previous holders, features that now define its uniqueness and desirability. And the physical characteristics of the 1986 Roosevelt Dime play a vital role in this assessment, weighing 2.27 grams, measuring 17.91 millimeters in diameter, 1.35 millimeters in thickness, composed of a copper nickel clad over a pure copper core, and these specifications are essential for collectors to understand because variations in plancher preparation, metal composition, or press conditions can result in anomalies that are highly sought after, and the coin's survival over decades is a testament to luck, careful handling, and the sometimes unpredictable nature of circulation. And the excitement multiplies when considering the coin's history, minted during a period of strong collector interest, with the Philadelphia Mint striving for precision and consistency. Yet even in such controlled production environments, tiny variations occurred, anomalies that now define its legendary status among collectors. And as the narrative unfolds, it is easy to see why the 1986 Roosevelt Dime captures the imagination of numismatists. Because it is simultaneously common enough to be found, yet rare enough to provide the thrill of discovery. And the study of grading reports, population data, and auction results reveals patterns that help collectors identify the most significant coins, those that will command the attention of serious buyers and the highest market value. And selling such a coin requires strategy, knowledge, and access to reputable venues, because auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections provide platforms where rare coins meet knowledgeable collectors, ensuring authenticity, visibility, and the potential for maximum return. And for collectors, the joy comes not only from potential financial gain, but from understanding the coin's story, appreciating the artistry and skill that went into its creation, and feeling the connection to history that only a well-preserved coin can provide. And as one studies multiple examples, comparing luster, strike quality, field preservation, and subtle anomalies, the excitement of discovery grows because each feature may represent a variation, an error, or a rare characteristic, and identifying these qualities is both an intellectual challenge and a deeply satisfying achievement. And as the collector journey continues, the anticipation of finding the perfect example in a roll, a drawer, an inherited collection, or a forgotten coin jar becomes almost tangible, because the reward is not only in possession, but in knowledge, understanding, and the thrill of uncovering a coin that may have eluded others for decades. And the emotional resonance intensifies when considering that a single 1986 Roosevelt dime could carry a subtle doubling, a faint die crack, a plancher irregularity, or a rare luster pattern that transforms it into a coveted piece. And these details, though easily missed by the untrained eye, are immediately recognized by the seasoned collector as indicators of potential significance and extraordinary value. And submitting such a coin for grading ensures recognition of its unique attributes, provides a trusted assessment of its quality, and allows it to reach the audience most capable of appreciating and valuing it. And as we reflect on the story of the 1986 dime, it becomes clear that this coin is more than currency. It is a bridge between past and present, a vessel of history, a piece of art, and a source of excitement for collectors who seek to understand and preserve the legacy of coinage. and the narrative of this coin is far from static. Every ridge, every reflection, every subtle anomaly contributes to the legend of Roosevelt Dimes, connecting collectors to the mint, to history, and to the ongoing pursuit of knowledge. And as the journey with this coin draws to a close, it is important to remember that every collector's experience is shaped by curiosity, patience, and the courage to examine deeply, because within the ordinary surface of a 1986 P. Roosevelt dime lies extraordinary potential, stories waiting to be discovered, secrets waiting to be uncovered, and the thrill of connecting with history preserved in metal. And this coin stands as a testament to the artistry, precision, and chance that define the world of numismatics, inspiring collectors to continue exploring, learning, and seeking out the next hidden gem, because within every dime, within every subtle variation, there exists the promise of discovery, excitement, and a tangible connection to the past, present, and future of coin collecting. And the 1986 P. Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become extraordinary, legendary, and unforgettable, leaving collectors in awe of its story, its rarity, and its enduring appeal. And as we close this chapter and look ahead, the anticipation builds for the next coin in our series, the 1998 D Roosevelt dime, with its own secrets, anomalies, and historical significance, continuing the journey through history, rarity, and the thrill of numismatic discovery. As our journey reaches the 1998 D Roosevelt dime, we find ourselves entering a world where modern minting practices meet the ongoing fascination of collectors. A coin that appears ordinary at first glance, yet carries hidden stories, subtle nuances, and potential surprises that can elevate it from everyday currency to a collector's treasure. And the 1998 D dime, struck at the Denver Mint, reflects a period of precise mass production. Yet within these millions of coins, anomalies, die variations, and rare examples quietly emerged, waiting to be discovered by those with patience, knowledge, and a keen eye. And to appreciate this coin fully, one must first consider its physical attributes. Its weight, 2.27 grams, its diameter, 17.91 millimeters, its thickness, 1.35 millimeters, its copper-nickel-clad composition over a pure copper core, and these specifications, while seemingly simple, form the foundation for understanding the minting processes, the subtle variations, and the characteristics that define rarity and value. And as collectors examine a 1998 D Roosevelt dime under magnification, the excitement begins. The detail in Roosevelt's portrait, the flow of hairlines, the sharpness of the torch and olive branch, the reflective fields contrasted with frosted devices, the smoothness of the rims, and even the faint marks left by press operation all tell a story of production, survival, and historical context. And the thrill intensifies when anomalies appear, faint doubling, die cracks, slight misalignment, or planchet irregularities, because these features, though subtle, dramatically affect both the historical interest and the collector value, and the process of grading becomes essential. Submitting the coin to PCGS or NGC ensures authentication, provides a standardized numerical grade, and allows collectors to understand its market position and rarity, because even a 1-point difference in grade can change the coin's market value substantially. And as the coin is studied further, collectors note the quality of the strike, the retention of luster, the preservation of edges, the presence or absence of scratches, nicks, or abrasions, because these elements collectively determine whether the coin is ordinary or exceptional. And understanding the history of the 1998 D dime provides additional context, as the Denver Mint in 1998 utilized precise automated presses, quality-controlled planchets, and modern techniques that generally produced consistent coins, yet minor anomalies still occurred, resulting in rare coins highly prized by collectors. And the emotional connection emerges when holding a high-grade example, a coin that survived decades in circulation or in private collections with minimal wear, a tangible link to both the minting process and the passage of time. And collectors know that finding such a coin is both a challenge and a reward, requiring examination of rolls, inherited collections, coin jars, and even forgotten envelopes. And the thrill of discovery is amplified when subtle features reveal themselves. Faint die doubling, slight die cracks along the rim, weak or strong strikes in certain areas, and planche imperfections that may have gone unnoticed because each feature carries a story, a history, and a potential for extraordinary value, and submitting such a coin to PCGS or NGC ensures that these qualities are officially recognized, authenticated, and recorded, providing collectors and potential buyers with confidence. And the excitement continues when considering the potential of selling the coin, because reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections offer platforms where such rare coins can reach serious collectors worldwide, ensuring both visibility and credibility. And the journey of the 1998 Roosevelt Dime is not only about rarity or monetary value, it is about understanding its production, appreciating its artistry, observing minute details that distinguish one coin from millions, and feeling the emotional connection that comes from holding history in the hand. And as collectors examine the coin, they consider the interplay of physical attributes, minting history, anomalies, grading, market value, and collector enthusiasm, all of which contribute to the coin's narrative and its place in the numismatic world. And the 1998 dime, though modern, has already begun to establish its legend among collectors, because examples preserved in exceptional condition, free from circulation wear, with strong strikes and minimal flaws, are increasingly rare, and the thrill of identifying these survivors is matched only by the anticipation of authentication, grading, and market recognition. And as one imagines holding a pristine example, the cool metal, the reflective fields, the sharp edges, and the subtle imperfections all combine to evoke wonder, appreciation, and respect. Because the coin is not just metal, it is artistry, history, and human endeavor, condensed into a small, durable, yet delicate piece of numismatic fascination. And beyond technical observation, the 1998 dime is a story of chance, because within millions of coins, only a few emerge with qualities that make them stand out, rare survivors that attract the attention of discerning collectors. And the process of discovery is itself an emotional journey, because it requires patience, skill, knowledge, and sometimes luck. And the coin story is amplified when subtle anomalies are recognized, each representing a quirk of minting, a minor imperfection, or an unusual characteristic that enhances its uniqueness and value. And as collectors explore these details, they are reminded that numismatics is both a science and an art, a careful study of metal, history, and design, and an appreciation for the stories hidden in plain sight, because each ridge, each reflection, each faint mark carries meaning and contributes to the coin's narrative. And submitting such a coin for grading ensures recognition, provides an official record of condition, and opens doors to serious collectors and buyers who understand the coin's significance. And as this journey unfolds, the 1998 Roosevelt Dime demonstrates that even modern coins can carry historical, artistic, and collector value, proving that rarity, condition, and anomalies can make a seemingly ordinary coin extraordinary. And the story does not end with observation or grading, because the final step in the collector's journey is sharing knowledge. Selling through proper channels, or preserving the coin for future generations, and every detail contributes to its legend, from die characteristics to planche preparation, from luster retention to edge sharpness, from subtle errors to overall preservation, and the coin becomes a symbol of the enduring fascination, passion, and excitement that defines coin collecting, because within its small, unassuming form lies history, artistry, human endeavor, and the potential for discovery, thrill, and emotional connection. And as we close this first part, anticipation builds for further exploration into specific anomalies, auction insights, and collector strategies. Because the 1998 D dime still has secrets to reveal, mysteries to uncover, and stories to tell to those willing to look closely, study deeply, and appreciate fully. As we delve deeper into the 1998 D Roosevelt dime, every ridge, every contour, every reflective surface becomes a clue, a story waiting to be uncovered. Because this coin, though modern, carries the weight of history, the precision of the mint, and the excitement of discovery, and collectors understand that even in a seemingly ordinary year, the interaction of planchets, dies, and presses can create subtle anomalies, misalignments, faint die doubling, or weak strikes that elevate a coin from common to legendary. And the process of recognizing these features requires knowledge, patience, and an understanding of numismatic terminology, because each detail, the sharpness of the letters, the flow of metal around Roosevelt's profile, the satiny fields, the frosted devices, the crispness of the rim, reveals information about strike quality, die condition, and preservation. And when a high-grade example is discovered, the emotional impact is profound, a feeling of holding history, artistry, and human endeavor in the palm of the hand, a tangible link to decades of minting, circulation, and survival. And submitting such a coin to professional grading services like PCGS or NGC is essential, because authentication and numerical grading provide credibility, confirm rarity, and place the coin within the broader collector market. And even small differences in grade, MS65 versus MS66 or MS67, can dramatically influence desirability and market value. And the study of 1998 D Roosevelt dimes also involves understanding minting techniques, production volumes, and die variations, because the Denver Mint in 1998 maintained high standards, yet subtle differences in die wear, press pressure, and planchet preparation created a few exceptional coins that now stand out among millions. And collectors know that examining these coins under magnification reveals stories invisible to the casual observer. Faint scratches, microabrasions, die lines, and luster variations all becoming pieces of a puzzle that, once solved, distinguish ordinary circulation pieces from rare treasures. And the thrill of discovery drives collectors to search rolls, inherited collections, coin jars, and forgotten envelopes, because the next legendary find could be hidden among hundreds of ordinary dimes. And when anomalies are identified, the excitement is heightened. A small doubled die, faint die cracks along the rim, slight misalignment, or a rare planchet. Irregularity can transform a dime into a sought-after collector piece. And the emotional connection intensifies as one realizes that such a coin is not just money, it is history preserved, a snapshot of minting practices, a product of human skill, and a survivor of decades of circulation. And the journey does not end with discovery, because proper authentication, grading, and strategic selling are essential to realizing both the historical and market value. And auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, Great Collections, and specialized numismatic dealers provide platforms where exceptional coins can reach knowledgeable collectors, ensuring credibility, visibility, and the opportunity for maximum return. And collectors understand that the process of selling, like the process of discovering, requires patience, expertise, and careful preparation, because the story, rarity, and condition of the coin must be communicated effectively to attract the right audience. And the 1998 D dime exemplifies how modern coins can achieve legendary status, with high-grade, uncirculated, or subtly anomalous examples becoming highly desirable, and the study of physical characteristics such as weight 2.27 grams, diameter 17.91 millimeters, thickness 1.35 millimeters, copper-nickel-clad composition over pure copper core, luster, edge sharpness, strike quality, and field preservation all contribute to understanding its rarity and value, and the interplay of history, artistry, and chance is palpable, because while millions were minted, only a few survive in pristine condition, and only a few display features that make them extraordinary. And for collectors, this combination of rarity, condition, and potential anomalies is what makes coin collecting both challenging and deeply rewarding, and the emotional journey continues as one imagines discovering such a coin in a jar, a roll, or an inherited collection, and the anticipation builds as the coin is examined, authenticated, and graded, knowing that it may represent one of the finest examples available, and the thrill of holding history, artistry, and human craftsmanship in one's hand is unmatched. And as collectors study multiple examples, comparing luster, strike quality, field preservation, and subtle anomalies, the excitement of discovery grows, because each feature may represent a rare characteristic, and identifying these qualities is both an intellectual challenge and a deeply satisfying achievement. And as the narrative unfolds, the 1998 Roosevelt Dime teaches important lessons about the mint, about numismatic observation, and about patience, because even small differences in die lines, pressure, or plancher composition can dramatically affect rarity, value, and desirability. And the story extends beyond technical observation, because this coin represents decades of survival, careful handling, and chance, a tangible connection to history, and an opportunity for collectors to engage with a piece of metal that is simultaneously ordinary and extraordinary. And the 1998 dime, though modern, embodies the enduring fascination of numismatics, because even today, collectors search, study, and preserve these coins, analyzing details invisible to the casual observer, understanding historical context, and appreciating artistry and design. And finally, the journey of this coin reminds us why coin collecting is both an intellectual pursuit and an emotional experience, because within every ridge, reflection, anomaly, and subtle detail lies a story, a history, a mystery, and a connection to generations past, present, and future. And as we conclude the exploration of the 1998 Roosevelt Dime, the anticipation remains for the next discovery, the next anomaly, the next coin that will capture the heart of collectors. Because in the world of rare coins, every detail matters, every discovery excites, and every high-grade example tells a story that will be treasured, preserved, and passed on for generations. And as we reflect on this journey, remember that within every dime, even those minted in modern years, lies the potential for extraordinary rarity, historical significance, and the joy of discovery. And this is what makes the pursuit of rare coins timeless, rewarding, and endlessly fascinating.